In the heart of a vast and verdant land known as Indebele, there was a kingdom that thrived under the canopy of ancient trees. The kingdom was renowned for its vibrant festivals, intricate beadworks, and tales passed down through generations. Indebele was a land of abundance, where the fields were always green and the rivers teemed with fish. The villagers lived in harmony, their lives intertwined by shared customs and traditions. King Malik, a wise and kind-hearted ruler, presided over this prosperous land with fairness and compassion. His people adored him, and peace reigned throughout the kingdom. Under his rule, Indebele experienced a golden age, marked by prosperity and joy. The king was not only a leader but also a father figure to his people, always ready to listen to their concerns and provide guidance. Despite the peace and prosperity, the king had one deep worry: his eldest daughter, Princess Amina. She was the jewel of Indebele, celebrated for her beauty, intelligence, and grace. Yet, beneath her stunning exterior lay a heart hardened by pride. Amina's pride was a shadow over the otherwise bright kingdom, and her father feared it would lead to her downfall. Princess Amina, the first daughter of King Malik, was a vision of beauty. Her skin was the color of rich, dark earth, and her eyes sparkled like the stars that adorned the night sky. Her beauty was renowned far and wide, attracting suitors from distant lands. Her every move exuded grace, and her voice was as melodic as the songs of birds at dawn. However, Amina was also sport and silly, accustomed to having her every whim catered to. She had grown up in the lap of luxury, shielded from the hardships of life. This upbringing has fostered a sense of entitlement and arrogance within her. She believed herself to be above everyone else, including the many suitors who came seeking her hand in marriage. Many suitors came from far and wide, bringing gifts of gold, livestock, and precious beads, all seeking her hand in marriage. Yet, Amina turned away each suitor, believing none was worthy of her. She dismissed their offerings with a haughty air, her pride blinding her to the genuine qualities each man possessed. Her father, King Malik, watched with growing concern, worried that his daughter's pride would lead to her undoing. King Malik, a man of wisdom and experience, often cautioned Amina against her prideful nature. He understood the dangers of vanity and sought to instill humility in his daughter. Daughter, humility is a virtue. It is a good thing to have high standard, but it is an impossible task to find the perfect man, because no one is perfect. Do not let your heart be hardened by vanity. A good man is worth more than all the treasures of this world, he would say, hoping his words would penetrate our hearts. Father, it's a perfect man or nothing, Amina replied the king. He recounted stories of great leaders who had fallen due to their ignorance, hoping Amina would learn from their mistakes. Pride comes before a fall, my child, he would often remind her. Yet, Amina, with her head held high and a dismissive wave of her hand, paid no attention to her father's advice. Her arrogance blinded her to the wisdom of his words, and she continued to reject every suitor that came her way. The king's worry grew with each passing day. He saw the genuine love and admiration in the eyes of the suitors, and knew that any one of them could offer Amina a life of happiness and fulfillment. But Amina, caught up in her own self-importance, remained oblivious to the opportunities slipping through her fingers. King Malik feared that his daughter's pride would eventually lead her down a path of sorrow and regrets. The first suitor to seek Amina's hand was Kweku, a skilled hunter known throughout Ndebele for his bravery and strength. Kweku was a man of few words, but his actions spoke volumes. He had ventured into the deepest parts of the forest, facing danger head-on to bring back the pelts of rare and dangerous animals as gifts for Amina. Each pelt was a testament to his courage and dedication. He stood before Amina, his eyes full of sincerity. "I will protect you from all dangers," he promised, his voice steady and unwavering. Kweku's rugged hands and sunburned skin bore the marks of his many adventures in the wild. He was a man who had faced and conquered numerous challenges, all in the hope of winning Amina's heart. However, Amina found his rough hands and rugged demeanor unappealing. She sneered at his offerings, dismissing him with a wave of her hand. "Your gifts are nothing but the remnants of your violent conquest," she said coldly. "I seek a man of refinement, not a brute who revels in bloodshed." Her words cut deep, and Kweku left with a heavy heart, his hope shattered by her harsh rejection. The next suitor was Baba, a prosperous farmer whose fields were abundant with crops. Baba was a gentle soul, known for his hard work and generosity. He brought Amina the finest produce from his lands, ripe fruits, fresh vegetables, and fragrant herbs. Each gift was a symbol of the life of comfort and stability he could provide. "You will never know hunger or hardship," Baba assured her, his eyes shining with hope. He spoke of the life they could build together, one filled with love, laughter, and prosperity. Baba's hands were callous from years of toil, but his heart was kind and his intentions pure. However, Amina dismissed him as too plain and simple for her taste. She looked down her nose at his gifts, finding them unimpressive. "I am the first daughter of my father," Amina said, trying to hide her anger. "What can your filthy crops do for me? You dare to say I will know hunger if I don't marry you?" Amina asked coldly. Baba quickly apologized to her. "Here is my remark," she said with a calmer tone. "Your offerings are humble just like you," she continued with a disdainful smirk. "I seek a man of wealth and sophistication, not a farmer who toils in the dirt." Baba left, his dreams of a future with Amina crushed by her cruel words. Jabari, a talented musician, was the next suitor to try his luck. His melodies had enchanted many, and he hoped to use his gifts to win Amina's heart. Jabari composed a song specifically for Amina, his voice rich with emotion as he sang of love and devotion. His fingers danced across the strings of his instruments, creating a beautiful and haunting melody. "With me, your days will be filled with music and joy," he sang, his heart open and vulnerable. Jabari's music spoke of dreams and passions, painting a picture of a life filled with beauty and creativity. His eyes never left Amina's as he poured his soul into the performance, hoping to touch her heart. Yet, Amina found his art frivolous and unimportant. She laughed at his serenade, her voice cold and mocking. "Your songs are pretty, but they are just empty words," she said dismissively. "I seek a man who can offer more than mere entertainment." Jabari's face fell and he left, his heart aching from her rejection. Kwame, a white scholar, was the next to seek Amina's hand. His mind was sharp and curious, filled with knowledge and wonder. He presented Amina with ancient scrolls and fascinating tales of distant lands, hoping to capture her interest with the mysteries of the world. Each scroll was a treasure trove of wisdom and adventure, promising a life of intellectual stimulation. Together, we can explore the mysteries of the world, he proposed. His enthusiasm palpable. Kwame spoke of the wonders they could discover, the knowledge they could share, and the legacy they could build. His passion for learning was evident in every word, and his eyes shone with excitement. But Amina deemed him too bookish and boring. She rolled her eyes at his scholarly gifts, her voice dripping with disdain. "Your knowledge is impressive, but it is of no use to me," she said with a sneer. "I seek a man of action, not one who spends its days buried in books." Kwame left, his dreams of a life with Amina dashed by her harsh judgment. Nuru, a powerful warrior, was the next suitor to try his luck. His presence was commanding and authoritative, his body a testament to his strength and discipline. Nuru had fought many battles and emerged victorious, his bravery known throughout the kingdom. He brought Amina the spoils of his many victories, including a sword from a fallen enemy and a shield of the finest craftsmanship. "I will keep you safe from all harm," he declared, his voice strong and resolute. Nuru's eyes were filled with determination and his posture exuded confidence. He spoke of the life they could build together, one where Amina would be protected and cherished. Amina, however, dismissed his valor and strength. She found his demeanor too imposing and his gifts too aggressive. "Your bravery is admirable, but it is not what I seek," she said coldly. "I desire a man of refinement and grace, not a warrior who thrives on violence." Nuru left, his heart heavy with disappointment. Adamu was a humble blacksmith known for his exceptional skills in crafting weapons and tools. He arrived with gifts of finely crafted swords and intricate metalwork. "With me, you will live a life of strength and craftsmanship," he promised, his eyes sincere. But Amina, unimpressed by his rough appearance and the simplicity of his gift, dismissed him with disdain. Among the suitors was Idris, a young trader who traveled from a distant land. Idris was not as strong as Nuru or as wise as Kwame, but he possessed a sharp mind and a kind heart. He had brought with him from far-off places exotic goods and artworks, including a very beautiful portrait of the princess, hoping to win Amina's favor. His eyes were filled with determination, and his smile was warm and genuine. Amina, for the first time, was intrigued. "You have brought me something unique," she said, her voice softening. "But you are not handsome enough for me. I seek a handsome man of wealth and status, not a mere trader," Amina declared, her voice cutting through Idris's hopes. Then King Malik, seeing the increasing number of rejected suitors, decided to hold a grand contest. He hoped that by putting the suitors to the test, Amina might find one worthy of her hand. The contest would consist of 3 trials: strength, intelligence, and kindness. Each trial was designed to reveal the true nature of the suitors and prove their worth. The first trial tested the suitors' strength. They had to lift a massive stone and carry it across the palace ground. Many struggled, but Nuru, the warrior, and Kweko, the hunter, completed the task with ease. Their muscles bulged with effort, and their determination was evident in every step. The second trial tested their intelligence. The suitors were given complex riddles to solve, each one more challenging than the last. Kwame the scholar and Idris the trader excelled in this trial. Kwame's mind was quick and sharp. He answered each riddle with ease. Idris, on the other hand, through the knowledge and wisdom he had gained from people of diverse culture during the times he traveled for business, shone through, and he was able to pass the test. The final trial tested their kindness. The suitors were asked to perform acts of charity and compassion for the villagers. Baba the farmer and Idris the trader shone in this trial. Their hearts open and generous, they helped the villagers with their tasks, offering their time and skills without hesitation. It wasn't seen as a tax for Idris, as kindness was his nature, so it came naturally without stress. Idris excelled in the final trial, his generosity and compassion winning the hearts of the villagers. He shared his knowledge of trade and commerce, helping the villagers improve their businesses and livelihoods. His kindness and humility set him apart from the other suitors, and he quickly became the favorite among the people, and he won the contest. He was preferred by the king, Amina, and the people, but his winning wasn't enough. "You may have won the contest, but you are still not worthy of my hand," Amina told him quietly. Idris, heartbroken but respectful, bowed and left. His dreams of marrying Amina shattered. The other suitors, having faced Haskan, left with heavy hearts. News of Amina's pride and the failed contest spread throughout the kingdom, reaching even the darkest corners where spirits and monsters dwelled. In one such place, a serpent monster named Kofi heard the tales and devised a sinister plan. Kofi was a cunning and malevolent creature, driven by a desire to possess Amina. He had heard of her beauty and pride and believed that he could use her vanity to his advantage. Kofi's serpentine mind worked tirelessly, devising a scheme to win Amina's hand. Kofi knew that he could not approach Amina in his true form. He was a hideous creature, with scales as dark as night and eyes that glowed with malevolence. To deceive Amina, he needed to transform himself into a handsome and wealthy man. He ventured to different spiritual beings, borrowing body parts and wealth to create the perfect disguise. He borrowed a head with striking features from a powerful sorceress, legs that were strong and swift from a forest spirit, and hands that were skilled and gentle from a river nymph. He adorned himself with gold, silver, and precious gems borrowed from a mountain spirit, and acquired horses and camels from a desert genie. Each piece he acquired added to the illusion, transforming him into a man of unparalleled beauty and wealth. Kofi, now disguised as a dashing and wealthy nobleman, made his way to the kingdom of Ndebele. He arrived in a grand procession with golden chariots, fine horses, and an entourage of servants. His appearance was nothing short of magnificent, and the villagers were in awe of his splendor. News of his arrival quickly spread, reaching the ears of King Malik and Amina. Amina was immediately captivated by Kofi's appearance and wealth. He was everything she had ever dreamed of. Handsome, rich, and refined. Her heart fluttered with excitement as she watched him approach the palace. She believed that she had finally found the perfect suitor, one who matched her high standards. Kofi presented himself to King Malik, his voice smooth and charming. "Your Majesty, I seek the hand of your daughter, Princess Amina," he declared, bowing deeply. "I have traveled far and wide to find her, for I have heard of her unparalleled beauty and grace." The king, though weary, could not deny Kofi's impressive appearance and wealth. He agreed to allow Kofi to court Amina, hoping that she had finally found a suitor who met her expectations. Kofi's courtship of Amina was filled with grandeur and extravagance. He showered her with lavish gifts, jewels, fine silks, and rare perfumes from distant lands. He hosted grand feasts in her honor, with tables laden with the finest foods and drinks. Musicians played enchanting melodies, and dancers performed mesmerizing routines, all to win Amina's favor. Amina was delighted by the attention and luxury. She reveled in the admiration and adoration, her pride swelling with each passing day. She believed that Kofi was the perfect match for her, a man who could provide her with the life of opulence and refinement she desired. Her father, King Malik, watched with a heavy heart, still wary of Kofi's true intentions. He sent some of his guards to investigate the village Kofi claimed he came from. They went and did as they were ordered. When they returned to the king, they told him that the prosperity of Kofi's village was nothing compared to theirs. Everything about Kofi's village is beautiful and filled with blessings. The king heaved a sigh of relief at the report, but a part of him still felt something was not right. Kofi had employed other spiritual beings to create a village so that no one would see through his plans. Kofi's charm and cunning ensured that Amina remained oblivious to his true nature. He played the part of the perfect suitor, always saying the right words and making the right gestures. Amina was completely enchanted by him, her heart blind to the darkness that lay beneath his handsome exterior. She agreed to marry him, believing that she had finally found her perfect match. The wedding of Amina and Kofi was a grand affair, attended by dignitaries and nobles from far and wide. The palace was decorated with vibrant flowers, and the air was filled with sweet scents of jasmine. The villagers gathered to witness the union, their hearts filled with hope and joy. It was a day of celebration, and the kingdom of Ndebele was alive with excitement. Amina wore a stunning gown, her beauty radiant and unmatched. She stood beside Kofi, her heart filled with pride and anticipation. The ceremony was conducted with great pomp and splendor. The vows exchanged amidst the blessings of elders and the cheers of the crowd. King Malik, though still uneasy, gave his blessing, hoping that his daughter's happiness would endure. Kofi, with his borrowed body parts and wealth, played the role of the perfect groom. His charm and charisma captivated everyone, and the villagers believed that Amina had finally found her true love. The celebrations continued long into the night, with music, dancing, and feasting. Amina's heart swelled with happiness, believing that she had finally achieved her dreams. The morning after the wedding, Amina and Kofi prepared to leave for his kingdom. The villagers gathered to bid them farewell, their hearts filled with well wishes and hope. The grand procession of golden chariots, fine horses, and an entourage of servants set off amid cheers and blessings. Amina, dressed in her finest attire, felt like a queen as she embarked on her journey. King Malik watched with a mixture of pride and apprehension as his daughter departed. He hoped that Kofi would prove to be a good husband and that Amina's pride would not lead her to sorrow. The villagers waved and cheered, their spirits high as the procession disappeared into the distance. As they traveled, Amina marveled at the beauty and grandeur of the lands they passed. She was captivated by the sights and sounds. her heart filled with excitement for the future. Kofi, ever the charming companion, entertained her with tales of adventure and wealth, keeping her enchanted and oblivious to his true nature. As the journey continued, Amina began to notice small unsettling changes in Kofi. His demeanor, once charming and attentive, became distant and cold. He spoke less and less, his eyes filled with a strange, unsettling gleam.